We want to take a closer look at the situation on the ground right now in North Carolina. So we're actually going to check in with the National Weather Service there in Morehead City. Meteorologist Scott Kennedy joins us. Thanks so much to start for taking the time on a very busy day. I want to start by talking about the landscape, some of the areas most vulnerable. Just hearing that there's a mandatory evacuation for Ocracoke Island.
Yeah, Ocracoke Island's a pretty isolated area. You can only get to it by ferry, so it takes extra time for them to evacuate. And along our coast is where our biggest threats will be as far as coastal flooding, possible ocean overwash. They get cut off from escape pretty easily, so it's pretty imperative that Ocracoke evacuates fairly early with the threat of a tropical system.
Are there any other areas that you and the rest of the National Weather Service office there are particularly concerned about with what we're looking at for the setup this weekend?
Our biggest threats we fear the coastal flooding, the ocean overwash and Highway 12 getting cut off. That happens quite a bit in nor'easters and tropical systems, and that's our biggest concern right now, aside from the inland rainfall and potential flooding from those effects. But as far as the direct impacts or sort of indirect impacts from Joaquin, our concerns are really along the Outer Banks.
And you're talking about the inland flooding threat. I mean, I've been reading your chat or your discussions, and you guys are saying anywhere from 5 to 7 inches inland, and it's already soggy. You've already got a saturated ground.
That's right. So any additional rainfall is going to run off and potentially cause flooding across our area.
So right now, getting the message out to the residents is just, stay tuned. This threat is there and serious for everybody.
That's correct. You don't want anybody to let their guard down. You're seeing a little shift to the right with the track of Joaquin, but it's still way too early to let your guard down. Pay attention to updates and make sure you take action when it's necessary.
Scott Kennedy, thank you so much. I know you will be keeping residents there in eastern North Carolina updated and safe as we move through the weekend. Dave.